I like this platform. This is cool.
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you don't know, which I don't know why, but I'm Kristen Lopez, and I am joined by the co hosts of Elevate Sales Kickoff, Ben Smith and Candace Varville. And we are so excited to be here with you guys today because, drum roll, we are going to announce the schedule today. And we are going to be walking you through exactly, well, maybe not exactly, but at a high level, what is going to be happening at Elevate Sales Kickoff and what you can expect as an attendee. And so, Ben, I want to pass it to you. Let us know what's going on. What are we about to see?
Yeah, no, thanks, Kristen. This is great. I feel like we've been talking about this thing for a few months, and there's probably some people out there that are still like, "What sales kickoff? Like, what is that?" And I'm kind of confused, right? But I think today we're hopefully going to give people a better idea of why they should come to this event, what they can expect from this event, who they're going to hear from, right? I think that makes it a lot more real. It's a lot more. It's about to get real, as the kids would say. Candace, did I miss anything? Anything you want to add to that?
No, I think that really Elevate has been a culmination of a lot of pieces we've seen other events do and other companies do that allows this environment of growth and momentum at the beginning of the year. And we're really excited to share this vision with everyone because it's been living in all of our heads for quite a while now. And I am just stoked to actually be able to share it and people see what this vision is in practice. And we have so many incredible people who are going to come up and talk to us throughout our live today, and
Yeah,
I am just so jazzed, guys.
yeah.
I thank you, Candace and Ben. This is very exciting. I think that I want to kick us off before we jump into all of our good stuff here with just a quick why behind. I know Candace, you touched on that, but what I want people to walk away with at the end of Elevate Sales Kickoff is a solid plan for 2026 and the actual steps and action items that are needed to take to get there, to where we're not going to stand up on the stage and theorize about things that we think could possibly maybe help you and new ideas for you to take, but applicable ones to your plan on, do we need more leads? Is content a strategy? Is this what we need to do? Who is our ideal customer? And how are we going to either change our process to really focus on them? I want people to walk away with this and at the end of 2026 be like, damn, I hit my goals. Like I did that. And I'm not saying it's because of Elevate, but because they came to Elevate, they know exactly what has to happen next to get there.
But
Ben, Candace, anything I missed? Oh, go ahead, Candace.
no, but really, that's the question we see a lot of PM companies have, right? Is okay, like I have these goals, or how am I supposed to set these goals? When we think about companies we've worked with, I mean, all of us have worked in business development in some capacity, and so there is an art, but also a science that comes to goal setting, and also being able to achieve those goals. And what we've realized is a lot of companies have ambiguity, right? So we have these goals because maybe this is possible, but also my gut tells me I can do this. We want to take all of those pieces and create an actionable plan. And that is really that outcome we want people to get from Elevate.
Yeah, absolutely. No, spot on. I mean, I remember, in stops I've had in the past, right? January rolls around. Maybe you're celebrating a great year prior that just wrapped up, and you get hit pretty hard in January with the reality of, hey, what you did last year, that was great. Here's what we need to do this year. And typically that goal is 20, 30, maybe even 50% higher than it was the year prior. And so, you know, I've been there like, okay, well, I just need to do more of what I did last year and that'll work out, right? And sometimes it does, right? I'm not saying that it can't work, but
Yeah.
uh, in my experience, if you're wanting to do something a lot bigger than you've done before, you should expect to do a lot of things differently or to do more of what you did in a really intentional way. And so I think our hope is that people will walk away from this event not feeling scared or intimidated about what they're going to try to go do in 2026, but feel really confident that they're going to be able to accomplish it.
For sure. And so, what has helped us to make all of this possible is yes, we had the idea, but we've had a lot of people believe in this idea as well. And so, this event is sponsored by some hand picked
Mm,
partners to where, no shade on any other events, but they'll just kind of throw out, hey, come sponsor our event. We went and asked people to sponsor our event because we know that they have the vision towards what it is that we are trying to build, and they have products and services that are going to help people get to where they need to be able to hit these sales goals. And so these are our wonderful sponsors that we have here. Ben, I know you've been having a lot of conversations with these sponsors. What have been some of the highlights of the conversations you've been having as far as why people agreed to partner on this crazy idea that has not been done before, but people believe in it? Just kind of give us a recap of some of these conversations and maybe even any highlights that you see from them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think one of the things that has stuck out from the conversations I've had with a lot of these folks is just the approach to this event, which is this isn't going to be like trade show vendor hall, right? Like we've all done that. You've either walked it as an attendee and awkwardly stared at the different booths and tried not to make eye contact. A lot of us as vendors, right? We've awkwardly stood there behind a table, and waited for people to come talk to us. And listen, that's all well and good. It's a great way, like kind of en masse, to get to go see a lot of people and hear a lot about what people are doing. But we really wanted our sponsors to be integrated into this event, right? And what we mean by that is like the sponsors will be attending just like you are, right? They are going to be sitting at your table. They're going to be engaged in conversations with you. And like Kristen said, like these sponsors are really handpicked because we want you to hear from people who are going to make your job easier, who are going to enhance the level of service that you're able to offer, right? Some of these things, like like Lead Simple, for example, right? It's pretty obvious, right? It's a CRM, right? If you're a salesperson, you need a CRM. But for some of these other services, right? Like it's, hey, how can I elevate the level of service that I'm providing to my owners? And as I'm articulating my unique value proposition to my ideal client, right? What are some of the things that I can call out as, a strategic advantage, something that really makes our company better than our competition, right? So I think all of the pieces kind of fit together in the puzzle. And not to mention the fact too, Kristen, that like a lot of these people have just been in the property management industry for a long time. They've
Mhm.
worked with a lot of companies. They have a lot of insight. They have their own sales team, right, that they're running and operating. And so they're going to be able to give you insight from the vendor side of how they do what they do. So I couldn't be more excited about this group of sponsors. It's some of the best people we know in the industry, and we're really honored, truly, that they want to be a part of this event. So.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I was wondering how long we could let that silence go. I was
I can't sit in silence, Kristen. You should know. We'll break it in seconds. No, but I do think also the way that we've looked at this event and we've looked at these relationships is we want this to be first and foremost an event that people get value out of and is actually driving them towards those growth goals. And every person that we have here are pieces to that puzzle. And that is another reason I'm just really stoked for the group that we have here. And also, not to like put the horse before the cart, the speakers that we have all of these pieces in place to create a lot of value and give people the tools that they need.
Absolutely. And my favorite thing, if I may, guys, that we are allowing our vendors to, I'm sorry, not our vendors, our sponsors and our partners here, is we are going to be hosting a pitch competition. So each sponsor is going to have the ability to come up on stage for 90 seconds and give us your best, most creative pitch that you can. And the audience is going to vote on who won that pitch competition. Now, the more fun, the more ridiculous, the more exciting that you can make this, the better the chances are that you're going to win. I'm saying that if you get up there and just talk about your business for 90 seconds, I don't think that you will win. Okay. I think that we're going to have to bring some real firepower here. And I'm really excited to see our sponsors get up and pitch to us. Show the attendees how do you craft a pitch and how do you do it fun and how do you do it in a memorable way. So any sponsors that are on this call, you should be already preparing
Getting
for
ready.
this. That again, forced, allowed, recommended. You can't get out of it, but quite excited to see that pitch competition happen.
No, it's going to be great. It's one of the things I'm most looking forward to. But let's start to get into it. There we go. Okay. All right. So day one, right? We've been saying that this conference kicks off on Monday, January 26th, and a lot of you have probably been wondering, okay, like, well, when do I need to arrive? What time should I fly in? Should I fly in on Sunday? So here's the good news, and this was very intentional based on our experience attending a lot of these. Monday, all we're doing is a welcome party, right? So that's going to be from 5 to 7. You can fly in Sunday if you want to and hang out in Nashville on Monday. Fly in anytime Monday before 5 and get your wits about you. Listen, I've been to conferences where it's like I'm racing straight from the airport into a session or to the vendor hall to set up a booth. And it's not really the most relaxing and fun way to kick off your time. So Monday, just plan on being there by 5, and we're gonna have a nice little welcome party and more details to come on that. So, but the main event starting Tuesday is gonna be held at the Bell Tower. So the Bell Tower is just a few blocks south of Broadway in Nashville. Kristen, you were the one that found this space. Tell us about the space. Anything that we need to know or to be excited about?
As soon as we saw it, I knew it was the spot for us. Yes. Just so many things. It is going to be a functional space, a fun space, lots of natural light in there. And this is a restored church. So, we have got all of the right pieces here for us to have a great event. All right. But the location is right near downtown. You're able to walk to it from many hotels right around the area. And whenever we come in, everything is going to happen inside of this space. We will have tables set up, but this is not going to be just a sit down conference. We picked this because there's an upstairs, there's a patio, there's functional spaces for us to move around within. So we will be doing movement within the space here. But overall, vibes, just vibes.
Just vibes. Yeah, we'll get some recommended hotels up, but like Kristen said, there's plenty around. There's not one dedicated hotel that you need to stay at. There's plenty that are right within walking distance. So.
And my brother went to a conference and I forced him to walk by the Bell Tower, and he said 10 out of 10, great location. My brother's the hardest person in the world to make happy, and he said looks great. So there's that recommendation for us.
I love that. Well, and to kick things off Tuesday morning, we're getting right into it, and I think maybe we're gonna call a friend of ours up to the stage here. Our opening keynote on Tuesday is none other than Miss Jennifer Rulin. So let's see, can we get you up here, Jen? Hey!
Just a series of butts and buttons. Oh, sorry, the dogs.
That's okay. We all have dogs. We're used to it. No worries. Jen, how are you? What's going on?
I'm here in my home in Williamsport. I'm really excited to get this schedule. I'm taking so many notes of who's going to be there and where we're going to be. So you all heard that I had that medical emergency somewhat recently. And I think I was telling everybody at the conference it had been 3 weeks, but I was lying. It was 2. And now it's been 3. And I can't believe a week ago, like right now, I was speaking on a stage at NARPM. Like, I do not feel that good. So I had the medical emergency. I am going to be 100%. But my 4th quarter now is... I mean, it's bleak from my standards, but it has to be, which makes this January, late January event really important to me personally, because I'm working to just put everything in place so that when my body is ready, I am 1,000,000 miles an hour. And I know people are like, are you really sick? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just sick this way, where I still act like this when I'm sick. Yeah.
Well, sorry, go ahead, Kristen.
I am so excited to have you kick off this event for us, because as we were putting together our keynote speaker who we wanted, I said, I want Jen to come because a number of reasons. Number one, I just love you so much. You are one of my favorite people, but you are what I think that most people should strive to be whenever it comes to business development. Now, you are also the owner of the company. So I think that you are an example on both fronts there, right?
Yeah.
So, where you can show owners that it is possible to still be active and do business development while being the owner of the company, and also showing these BDMs that it's their full time job that, hey, man, you got no excuse. Like, you should be doing these things. But the way that you approach it, your attitude towards sales, the way that you sell to people, I mean, anytime anyone asks me for a discount now, I say, oh, no, but aren't you sweet for asking? No, our price is our price. And the conviction at which you sell is something that not a lot of people have. And I think that, just getting up there and inspiring all of us of starting the day off, I could not think of a better person to kick it off for us, because to me, you are the true example of excellence in business development and property management in as a whole.
And see, this is why the sickness continues. I get positively reinforced, validated, and then I just continue this sicko behavior. But I appreciate it. This is what I want people to feel that way around me, to feel empowered, to feel like that's my whole thing with Hold It with PM Jen. Like, I'm shifting this focus, in my world, I'm not really talking to property managers. I'm talking to investors, and particularly female investors. And I want them to feel that from me. This is possible. This is okay. Like, and all these things you're feeling, hey, property managers, all these objections you have, next, like, do it or don't. Shit or get off the pot. And like, the people who are going to show up in Nashville, they're ready to shit. We'll workshop that. We'll workshop the tagline, guys. But
Jen, I think, okay, you brought something good up there. Like, I think the question I want to ask you is, for anyone that is thinking about attending this event, or maybe has already signed up for the event, like, how should they mentally prepare for something like this, right? Like, what are the questions they need to start considering now, or maybe even bring with them to the event as it relates to setting up for a great 2026?
So, like, super realistically, if you don't know what to do to prepare for an event like this, get your butt there, make sure you're not busy with anything else, and absorb everything. Now, if you're really listening to this and you're like, I have no idea what I do, here's some ideas. I would get some clarity around your business plans and goals. Where do you want to be in 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years? Like, if you haven't done that basic work, it's going to be really hard. Kristen told us she wants us leaving with a plan that identifies where we're going and the steps to get there. So your steps are going to look stupid because they're going to lead nowhere if we don't know where we're going. So if you could get some clarity around that, that's going to make your time there a lot more actionable. But listen, if you're clueless, if you just know you want more, and I've been there, sitting in these rooms watching other people have clarity is really inspiring and might be the step you need next. And so I don't want to dissuade you if you don't have these like crystal clear goals, but then you need to go to that event and get inspired to take those steps and be around. I mean, listen, that room's going to be magnetic. You're going to just like get so much from the room.
The room where it happens, if you will.
Yeah.
Hamilton reference for anyone who did not get that. It's fine. Just the nerds got that. Okay, it's fine.
No, Jen, question for you. If people are feeling hesitant because they're nervous about growth coming into next year, maybe they're having other limitations, they're losing doors, they have churn. What advice would you give to those people that are like saying, maybe I don't need growth next year, or I have something else that's causing a block for me?
Oh, well, I can't imagine a scenario where you don't need growth, right? And like, even at least the mechanisms that make growth happen have to be maintained, right? I don't need a furnace in July. I still have an operating furnace, right? I don't have it removed from the business or from the house. So, and I need to be able to turn it on if and when I need it. And so, I mean, Candace, you said two things there. One, like an opinion that I really don't need to grow this business, but you do need growth in order to even maintain. Then the other thing you said is that they're having some kind of block. And listen, if you've got something going on in your life that means you can't be growing your business, then it better be a major medical emergency and you're tending to it with the appropriate energy. Then clearly something must be more important. Is that... Did I answer your question there? Because I feel like I was really dismissive. I was like, yes, you do. And if you don't think so, you still do.
No, you totally. And what we've seen with a lot of the business owners we speak to is there is this attrition, right? And they're scared of growth. They don't want to they don't want to invest in their growth because they're like, oh, maybe my team can't support it. What if we're losing doors on the back end? And part of the reason I love the face you're making there, because that's how all of us, I think all of us internally feel that. But what we want to really support with Elevate is, even if you don't feel like you're in a position to grow, you are in a position to grow. There's never a point where you shouldn't be growing. So I wanted to get your input on how you respond to those objections.
You know what? I just made that face is because when you explained that to me, I pictured an argument, not an argument, a little dispute I had with my mother 2 weeks ago. She had to fly across the country and she was looking at the flights. And she was not booking the flights because the news was saying they were canceling and delaying flights because of the guys who called or whatever, were not coming to work. And I go, so you're not booking a flight because it might be affected? By the way, you're a retiree with nothing else to do. Like, and you literally, there's no deadline to get back. You are the least. And I would say that I would go like, okay, you need to like get clear here about what you're doing. And if you're not adding doors because you're afraid your property managers can't handle it and you just churn them out, well, I guess the patient has a bigger malady that we need to deal with. Fix your property managers. But by the way, never stop working on the growth, because it is not one, then two, then three in business. Sometimes it is, but sales runs through it. And I've done it. I've waitlisted people when I wasn't truly in a waitlist scenario because I was tired and overworked. Like, girl, I've done it. I've been there, but it's not the right answer. It certainly hasn't led to success. When I changed what I did, I got more successful.
I love it. Yeah, well, Jen, I can't think of literally anyone better to kick this conference off with, and we will all be sending prayers your way that you are full health, ready to rock and roll in January. So thanks for jumping on today. We're really excited to have
Anytime.
you. Awesome. All right, well, we're going to keep it rolling here. We'll have some other guest appearances as well, but like we've talked about a couple times, really the goal for this is coming away with really clear goals and a really clear plan to get there. And so what Kristen and I are going to do is kind of set the stage for that right at the beginning of this conference, because if we just get to the end and tell you what you should have been thinking about the whole time leading up to it, you'll probably say to yourself, man, I wish I had known that y'all were going to ask me these questions later on, because I would have been taking notes differently maybe. I don't know. I don't know what you would do, but we're going to avoid that whole situation by really setting the stage right off the bat with, here's what you need to be thinking about during this conference. Here's what you're going to need to come up with your plan, right? And so that will be the lens that you can kind of consume this whole conference. Anything to add there, Kristen, that I missed?
No, I think that you and I think about goal setting in a very specific way. And that is why this is the only session that we're talking about here. We are, right? Like where we're leading, because goal setting, we think about it in a way, and this is the whole theme of the conference. And so beginning with the end in mind, getting our heads right here is going to allow you to listen in a different way as you're going through, because you'll know exactly what it is that you are listening for and which pieces are going to be applicable to you. And maybe push some people out of their comfort zone initially, as far as what they even think is possible to begin with. And why not set a crazy goal and then figure out, sure, it's possible. Like, yeah, I could make this happen.
I think we're going to change the name of this to Beginning with the End in Mind. That's a much better title than Intro to Action, which is what I put. So
we'll take that as a note.
Thank you. All right. Part of Beginning with the End in Mind is thinking about who you are really best suited to serve, who your ideal client is, why they are your ideal client, and the unique way that you are positioned to serve them. And so that's one of the things that we really want to kick right off with. Candace, you work on the operations side. You're helping people put together their processes. Talk to us about why someone needs to be really clear on their ideal client before just taking on any door, any owner. Nothing could go wrong there, right?
No, yeah, never. No, absolutely not. No. Whenever it comes to us positioning ourselves and positioning our processes for the ideal client, the absolute worst thing you can do is not know who you're selling to whenever you're selling, right? So if we are going in and we are saying, yep, we're going to close all of these doors and we're just going to throw them at operations, what's going to happen to operations? It's not going to be built for the clients we bring on. Whenever we're thinking about getting clear on who we are serving, every email template that we have written is going to be positioned for this person we're serving. Our renewal process is going to look a lot different for an accidental landlord to an investor with 500 properties that has multiple renewals coming up a day. So as we think about who we're serving, we need to understand this because that's how we're going to train our team. That's how we are going to train everyone in operations. And that is the person that our salesperson's looking in the mirror and talking back to, right? Whenever they're practicing their sales strategy. All of this has to be the foundation before we can begin this initial process of setting our goals.
It's really, really well said, Candace. And I'm really excited because for this session, which by the way is a panel and a workshop, right? So it's not just about sitting there and listening to people talk. It's also about, actually getting hands-on, working in a small group with some of the other folks who are going to be there. I'm really excited that this is going to be hosted by our friend Reese Register at CXO Works. And I think we have Reese with us. No? Okay, we lost him. That's okay. If you guys know Reese, Reese is all about client experience. And I think he's the perfect person to lead this session, because ultimately, right, the sales process is part of the entire customer journey, right? It's really the beginning of it. And so having a lot of clarity of what experience you want to take someone through is really important. And I'm also really excited. We've got 3 great panelists, Kayla Sharp with All3 Realty, Brandon Sowers with Redstone Property Management, and Trent Bray over at PMI. So this is
shout out Trent. We see you. We see you in the chat.
Trent.
Boop, boop.
Yeah, this is a good session.
I am excited about the format that we are having here, because instead of somebody getting up and teaching you about what you should be doing or how you should be thinking about this, instead we're going to hear from 3 great people that are going to walk through their methodology of how they have identified their ideal customer, how they're selling to them, and in Trent's case, how he's helping other PMI franchisees set this up, right? So we're going to get to be able to walk through the mindset and the thought process behind this. And I found that to be a lot more educational than somebody telling you how to think, right? Instead, we get to hear how somebody else is thinking through this. And that's going to allow us to open up some doors, because I think a lot of people have a good idea of who they're selling to, but hearing how other companies have evolved or how they have, made some transitions throughout the years, mistakes that they've made, can allow us to take a look in the mirror and realize, am I doing this right? Do I need an adjustment? Is this something that I should be looking at here? So the format of how we're doing these sessions, I think, is something I just wanted to call out as something I think is really exciting, because these are folks out here living this every single day. Like, they are selling to their ideal customers every single day. And that to me is really exciting.
That's right. Yeah, I love it. I love it. As we wrap that up, we will head into a conversation with our friends Brandon Graham and Travis Bowling, the founders of Homeladder Property Management. Do we still have Travis? Is Travis with us?
I believe so. I just want to say, though, that this photo made me want to do a new photo shoot with Candace to get better partnership photos.
I dare say I agree.
It made me feel like ours were not good enough.
Oh, they're both here. Hey, I forgot that you guys like to, sit next to each other in the office rather than each log in from your computer. So
it makes spotlighting so much easier.
Yeah,
it does. It does. What's going on, guys? How we doing?
Having a great day.
Did you expect when you logged into this webinar that you were going to be called up on stage
No.
Keeping you on your toes.
That's what we like about you guys, challenging us.
That's awesome. Well, we're thrilled to have you guys. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about in your session is really creating a brand that is authentic, consistent, intentional, and not only how that applies to what you're presenting to the world, including your prospects and customers, but also like your team, like the culture and environment of your team. So maybe, I don't know, like what would you, if you guys had to put it into a quick summary, like how do you guys think about this stuff? What should people expect to take away from your session?
I don't know. Have fun. Just like your point about that picture. We were in Amelia Island, I think that was Colorado Springs. We saw a ladder and we're like, we got to get up on that ladder together, right? Own it. So yeah, that's our ethos. Have fun and enjoy it. Property management's too stressful. You gotta break up the day with some fun, and you got to work with people you enjoy working with. So owners that like to have fun and residents that they like to laugh too. So yeah.
We actually took a stab at a serious content video last week, and we made it maybe a quarter of the way through before we're like, you know what, we need to make this funny. Let's abandon this. We're going for jokes.
I love it. Well, if you're not following these guys on Facebook, LinkedIn, and seeing the stuff that they're putting out, we may even, I don't know, are we maybe going to get an appearance from your alter egos in Nashville? Is that possible?
If you're lucky, I don't know. Chaos might be on a no-fly list.
I think that's probably fair. So awesome. Well, guys, we're really excited to have you with us in Nashville. Thanks for being put on the spot and being willing to jump up on the virtual stage. So,
thanks for keeping us on our toes.
You got it.
We do what we can for y'all.
You got it. I'm here. For some reason, my
Oh, Ben's turned dubstep.
You guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. My phone decided that it was going to take over as microphone, and it's not what I wanted it to do.
Wow. I would just like to say I've just discovered the chat for the first time. I did not know that the chat was here. Really, really exciting. Thank you so much. Well, then our next session here is a panel by three BDMs that I absolutely adore, because a lot of times we hear, I just need more leads, right? That is going to be the solution to my problem here is I need more leads. So I need you to tell me how to get more leads. And that is something that each of these companies came to me with that problem, and they said, we need more leads. And we went through, and some of them did need more leads, and others of them needed a better process, needed a different process, needed to go through and just give a little zhuzh, and fix up what was already happening to then increase the conversion rate. All right. Because if you're able to increase your conversion rate, like one of these ladies, I'm not going to spoil who, went from maybe about 11% to 42%, you don't need more leads. Whoa. Right? You need to be better at closing, and you need a better process. And so what I'm excited about in this panel is these are 3 BDMs that are absolutely crushing it. Each of them is on track by themselves to bring on over 100-ish, 150 doors this year. And they're part of massive companies. So we have Kat at RL Property Management, Ariel at Landmark Property Management, and Kat is in Ohio, Ariel is in Chicago, and Renee is all across the state in Colorado. So we've got 3 different markets, 3 different BDM styles here, and I'm excited to have a conversation with these ladies about processor leads. What do we need? And really digging through that conversation.
Yeah, when we first talked about this session, Kristen, I think we were talking about how, I think most people, when they're not growing the way that they want to grow, their mind immediately goes to the leads, right? How do I increase the amount of leads that I get? Or another thing that all of us as salespeople have been guilty at one point, blaming the leads. The leads are bad. They stink. They're not any good. If we just had better leads, we'd be growing the way we need to go.
Gosh.
But the reality is like you said, sometimes, sure, that is the case. If you're closing at a really high clip, yeah, you probably do just need more leads. But the reality is that I think, for one, your process can always be improved. But if you don't have awareness around where you're losing people in the sales process, then it's really hard to know what you need to do differently. And so, like you said at the beginning of this, I'm really excited that we're going to have a group of BDMs who are doing this. Like this is their day to day, is closing new owners, bringing on doors. We're not talking in theory here. Like these are real people doing what you should be doing. So I'm really excited about this discussion that you're going to be leading, Kristen.
Me too. Dare I say it may be my favorite panel.
Whoa. Wow.
Just kidding. Just kidding. I have no favorite children. Okay. I love them all equally. It was a joke.
That's great. We'll keep you out of trouble. I'm going to jump. I'll tee this one up. This is actually one of the panel discussions I am most looking forward to, and it is about sales leadership, leading a sales team, whether you're a business owner or you're managing a group of salespeople. I think a lot of folks have this mindset of like, oh, once I hire a BDM, I'm just going to grow like I need to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they have the question of like, should I hire a BDM? Is that even a thing that I should do? And so this discussion is going to be hosted by our friend Brad Johnson over at Profit Coach, who successfully grew a management company, sold it, and then he went over to Profit Coach, and now he's the CEO of that company. And we've got three great folks on this panel who each have a little bit of a different viewpoint, which I'm really excited for. So Stacy, a lot of you guys know her work at PM Strategist now. She is growing a community of business owners, helping them improve what they do. But she also owned a management company. She operated during a time where she was the BDM. She operated at times with a BDM, right? So she can kind of see it from all sides. Our good friend, Stephen Shannon with Shannon Property Management down in Houston, Texas. Stephen, great situation here. Stephen's BDM is his mom, and she's killing it. She absolutely crushes it. So there's some interesting family dynamics there, family business, right? Navigating growth in that way. And then Jonathan Schmidt, a lot of folks know Jonathan, Key Runner Tulsa, but they're in a number of markets.
So many markets, many BDMs.
Yes. And so he's truly leading a team, right? There's BDMs, there's marketing folks. And so he'll have some unique perspective as well around how you create an environment for growth to happen. So I'm really excited for this one, guys.
I agree. I think that what's cool is, if you're a single BDM at a company and you're the only one in there, you get to hear from people of how they grew a team, but then also the key aspects that they have as a leader. So then if you are a single BDM and you want to grow a team, you can hear from them, what am I lacking? Or what do I need to step up in? Or how do I need to be thinking about this to go from me as a single BDM to me managing a team of BDMs? Or how do we go from 1 to 2 or 2 to 4, whatever that looks like? And so I think that from both sides, for the owners of the company that are there, we can all take lessons on improving management of salespeople. That is the number one thing I hear from owners is, I don't know how to manage a salesperson. It's scary. I don't understand sales. It's not my thing. And we get to hear from people that are leading them. And then the salespeople get to hear, what are these qualities that I should exhibit or that I should have to step into this leadership and to be able to grow into this piece of, maybe I want to be there, or maybe I don't, and I just want to be a BDM and I need a sales leader, right? It's from all different angles. You're going to be able to analyze the situation to figure out what's going to work really well for me. And maybe I need some mentorship or some leadership to be able to get to where I need to go.
Yeah, that's spot on. I love it. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Now we're going to be moving into a workshop session around one of Kristen and I's favorite topics, which is discovery and the art of asking questions, right? So we talked about the pitch competition. That's going to be awesome. Really excited. But in most cases, you are not invited to pitch, right? Unless you're called up on stage as a sponsor at this conference, you should not be pitching, okay? You should be discovering, you should be asking questions. And one of the terms I love to use, I did not come up with it, is this term of genuine curiosity, right? And really trying to understand the shoes that your prospect, your ideal client is in. It's really, really important. So I don't want to give too much away here, but Candace, we were talking about gamifying this a little bit. Is there anything you want to shoot from the hip on here, or are we going to leave it a secret maybe?
I think that we're gonna leave an element of surprise, but what I do say to people is be prepared to be called on, be prepared to be put on the spot. Again, props may be involved. We want this to be something where, one, it is exciting. This is going to be really wrapping up day one for us before some exciting stuff happening in the afternoon. So our goal with this is not only getting us all fired up and hopefully everyone is feeling like we're learning from each other, but also we are all connecting. We are getting really comfortable because right after this, Ben, I don't want to spoil it.
I know I keep saying everything's my favorite part, but this may be. I'm
not-
not gonna
like
lie. I'm
bouncing
really
in my
excited
seat.
about everything here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Candace, great point, right? Like, and our goal here is not that like you're just going to be sitting in a chair taking notes this whole time. Like, it's going to be interactive, and this is one of those sessions that you can really expect. Like, all right, we're going to get practical. We're going to actually do something with what we're learning. Just for those of you that really I know that there's some of you out there that are really bothered by the fact that none of these slides show like the time frames, so you don't have a sense of where you are in the day. And that's okay. We want to give you information to get excited about the event. We're not going to give you all the information here. You still have to come and experience it. But I'll give you this. So this will be the closing session for Tuesday, right? You will be dismissed from the bell tower. You'll have the opportunity to go and have dinner. There's no like set dinner plan. So our hope is that you'll meet some great people at your table, or maybe one of our sponsors will invite you to go to a dinner with them. But here's the key. Dinner is not the end of the day. It is not time to go back to your hotel. Go and sit on your bed and answer emails and watch Netflix. No. Because as like any good salesperson and any good sales conference, there's an element of competition at Elevate Sales Kickoff, and that is in the form of a scavenger hunt that will be taking place Tuesday night in and around downtown Nashville. If you've never been to Nashville, I threw some Google stock images for you here. This is what Nashville looks like. This is Broadway. This is I don't know when this picture on the left was taken. It must have been like, I don't know, maybe on Christmas Day or something, because
middle of COVID, maybe.
During COVID, I've never seen the street this empty. Y'all, what should people expect from the scavenger hunt?
You're gonna get real friendly
friendly.
Some people, and you're gonna get real enemy with others.
Let me just say, this is the real event, and Sales Kickoff was designed around wanting to do a scavenger hunt in Nashville. But you are going to be on a team, and all right, I'm just going to say it. The people that you're sitting at your table with during the day are going to be your team. So each one of our sponsors will have a team, or we may have some sponsors team up together, but everyone's going to have a team and a series of tasks that you have to complete to come and find us. You have to come and find us somewhere in Nashville. And the first person to get there, there's a prize. There's a prize for everyone on the team. It's not the first person. The first team that gets there's a prize.
And there may be some selling during your scavenger hunt. There's going to be a lot of pieces that are coming together, and we cannot wait to just throw you guys into the fire. You are going to be partnered up with one of our sponsors, and they're going to be helping shepherd you guys through this. But really, like that, we are going full competition. There will be bragging rights. There will be shame for people who come in last or don't finish. So just know day 2, we have competitions, pitch competitions, but we also have public shame and praise.
That's right.
Some like novelty t-shirts may be involved in this, having to purchase some of those, having to find random things, having to maybe take photos with people. I don't know, right? I don't know, but I do know that I'm jealous I'm not going to be in the scavenger hunt. I'm only going to have to game master with Candace and Ben, which is a party in and of itself. But for you guys, 10 out of 10 fun for the scavenger hunt.
It's going to be great. This is one that we truly can't give away too many details on, because we want the playing field to be level. So you will find out more about that. After this is over, you can go to sleep. So there you go, or watch Netflix or respond to emails. That's
Or don't,
or don't. Or
because
don't.
we're rolling
Might
into
make-
day 2 after that.
Might make day 2 a little more fun if you don't sleep.
That's right. Yeah. You could just roll in Wednesday morning to hear from Lead Simple. So like we mentioned at the beginning, Lead Simple is one of our title sponsors. And, I was thinking a little bit about, who really, who in our industry is thought leaders around sales and marketing. I can tell you this, Lead Simple, they have been that from the beginning, and not to mention the fact that they have more data than anyone else on the sales process. And so we're really excited to hear from them. They're going to be talking about some of the things that they're seeing as they do analysis of their data. Literally thousands and thousands of property management companies, BDM, salespeople. So if anybody knows what you should and shouldn't be doing in your sales process, it's Lead Simple. So we're really excited to hear from them. So let's keep it rolling. All right, so this is where we're going to get into the nuts and bolts, right? This is where we've talked a lot about your plan, what it needs to look like, how to develop it. Wednesday morning, we're putting pen to paper on it. Kristen, talk to me a little bit about what you think about as it relates to really making concrete plans around your goals for a new year.
Absolutely. So we're going to figure out where we want to be, and then we are going to make the plan, right? We're going to put how many deals, how many doors, how many owners, however we want to think about this growth down on paper. And then we're going to see how much more that was than last year. And we are then going to commit to the plan. So we're going to plan the plan and then commit to the plan and work backwards from there to know, what do I need to do every day to make this happen? What do I need to do on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, a quarterly basis, to make sure that you know step by step of what's going to happen to get you to this plan? And then you're going to see, are there any other gaps that I have here, right? Do I need a lot more leads? Do I need more marketing? Do I need a better process, right? This is where it's all going to come together. Everything that we talked about on day 1 is going to culminate here in day 2 to then figure out, what is it? What are the things that I have to be doing every single day? Did I miss anything on that, Candace, Ben?
No, I don't think so. I mean, a lot, if folks have been following along on this whole sales kickoff thing, what it is, and, if you've listened to any of the videos or anything really that we've put out there, a lot of it has come about the way that I think about this from my time at Second Nature. And one of the things that we always did was we looked at our numbers from the year prior, right? Because like I said it earlier, it's really tough to get a new goal for the year that's 20-30% higher than what you did last year, and not look at that and be a little bit like, whoa, like that's intimidating. Like, how am I gonna get there, right? You think about 365 days that lay before you for you to go and do this. The reality is if you're not taking your goal and breaking it up all the way, month by month, quarter by quarter, all the way down to like the daily activity that needs to happen, then that number is just going to feel really big and scary. You have to break it down. And so we won't give too much away here, but like maybe just to give somebody like a concrete sense of what we're talking about, it's like, okay, if you have to close 100 doors in the upcoming year and you have a 30% close rate, how many people do you need to meet with over the course of the year, right? And okay, if I get this many leads each month, I close 30% of them, but this year I need more leads. What am I going to do to get those leads, right? And so if you don't know those numbers of how many realtor meetings you need to take before you get a referral, how many cold calls you make before you actually get to have a conversation with someone, it's going to be really hard to know what sort of activity you need to be doing on a daily, weekly basis. So this is about creating the formula that you're actually going to go home and execute so that you can get where you're going, rather than just, staring at that big number that you wrote on the whiteboard and waking up every morning feeling like, Yeah, I'm a long way off from that. Like, I don't know how I'm going to get there. So, Candace, anything you want to add?
Just that we are also going to provide some tangible numbers. So a lot of the questions that come whenever we're thinking about setting goals and us creating a plan, it can feel really overwhelming when you don't know what you don't know, right? And so a lot of the tools we want to provide with creating a plan, again, not to give too much away, is how are we actually defining these metrics? How is this being done mathematically? And we're able to give those numbers, give what industry standard is, what we see the high performers doing, and what we see just an average property management company close. And we're able to compile these numbers, look at what companies did year over year, and then you're able to actually have a tangible plan instead of, again, we understand gut feeling, that's great, but we don't want to make big decisions off of gut feelings. And so we're also going to look at the numbers, at the metrics, and then we're going to communicate with other people in the industry absolutely crushing it, and people who have the leads but want to get that close percentage higher, and create solid plans for everyone leaving this event.
If you didn't pick up anything that the three of us said other than one word, tangible. I love that word.
Tangible.
It's tangible. We're not theory, we're tangible, real. Put your hands on. It's great. All right, now this is the one time that we're gonna break out. We're gonna do two different sessions that are happening at the same time, right? And this is gonna be a choose your own adventure. So in that early panel that Reese is gonna lead about ideal client, we're gonna get pretty deep into even like more granular than just investor versus accidental landlord. But for most folks, you do fall into one of those two camps, or at least you're maybe a little bit more interested one side than the other. So we're going to have Morgan Cole with Discover, which is another one of our title sponsors. He's going to be leading a session on how you speak the language of an investor, right? Because investors, they think differently about their property than, say, an accidental landlord who's been living in that property and is now moving, right? So it's two different audiences, and Morgan and Discover, what they do is really help people understand the performance of their asset. And Morgan is a real estate investor himself, has been for many, many years. And so he's a great fit to lead this session. And then on the other side of it, right, like accidental landlords, there are a lot of companies out there. I would say the majority are built on working with more this avatar of customer. And so we'll have somebody, I think it's going to be Renee with Colorado Realty and Property Management who's going to be talking here. And Kristen, that's their focus, right? That is the
entire focus. All of their processes are built around it. Their sales process, their pricing, everything there is to invite in the accidental landlords here. And then if they're not, they honestly refer deals out, or they say no to people, or they let them know that they cannot work with them. They are so good at what they do and have their messaging so dialed in. I don't mean to just brag on them, but like 150 plus leads a month of about 80% sales qualified leads.
Wow.
Coming in every single month, to where they have a large BDM team to handle all of those leads. And so they're doing something right there. And so having to talk about our accidental landlords and how we want to talk to them, how we want to sell to them. Couldn't think of a better company who's just so dialed in on that front there, that they will say no to investors. They don't want people that have 15 doors. That just doesn't work well for their model.
Yeah. So what you're saying is come learn how you can get 150 leads a month, right? Like that's what
that is not what I am selling here. Okay. I want to make that very clear. I cannot teach that to you. That's somebody else's masterclass.
No. Yeah, that's right. I'm just giving you back to our leads or process, right? Everybody.
Exactly.
Love that. Now, I bet I know what you're thinking here. Okay, we're coming to a close on the conference. Maybe I'll fly out Wednesday morning, or everybody, you get to that end of the conference and everyone's just kind of thinking about checking in for their flight to get home. Well, not at this conference, because we are doing one of the best sessions right before the end. So you have to stick around, and we're going to be talking about this crazy thing. I'm sure you guys have never heard of it. It's called AI.
What?
And,
What is
What's
that?
that?
What's
I'm not,
II?
I'm not sure what it stands for, but I see people post about it on LinkedIn a lot. I'm hoping to find out while we're here what it actually is. But we're going to be talking about specifically how AI is impacting sales and marketing, right? What are the things that you need to know as a business owner who's, coming up with your online strategy, or as a salesperson? What are some of the ways that you can utilize it to be effective for you? I don't know. Do we still have Lacey with us? Can we call Lacey yet?
Oh, heck yeah, we have Lacey.
Lacey, come on down. Price is Right.
Woo! I've always wanted to be on that show. I want to be on so many game shows, but sorry.
Hey, Lacey, what's up? Can you hear us? No,
We can't hear you, Lacey.
hear you.
You're like zooming in and out. That looks like you're on a roller coaster.
Your camera's fine.
Well, Lacey gets her audio all set up. One thing I want to touch on with us discussing AI is completely changing the way that we are looking at doing business. It's looking at the way that we're creating marketing material. A lot of people are scared of AI. AI feels very overwhelming, and it can feel confusing. When do I implement it? When do I not? Part of the conversation we're having here with Lacey, with Matt Spear and Chuck Hattemir. Did I say that? Hattemir? I feel like I turned British for a second there. But part of the conversation we're having here is how are people actually implementing this and creating tangible plans using AI within their sales and marketing to help fuel their growth in 2026.
Oh, okay. Unmute. Can you hear us, Lacey?
Can you?
Yes, I think we got you. Awesome.
I don't know why I have such trouble with this. It's ridiculous.
That's okay. That's okay. Lacey, you have a unique perspective on this as an owner of a property management company, but also now with what you're doing at Clearly Digital. So maybe you could, just get people a little bit excited. You don't want to give them everything, but talk to us a little bit about how you're seeing AI impact the world of property management already.
Well, we're seeing a lot of custom built tools come out for lead generation. We've got so much automation going on in operations, and people don't really think about it, but automation technically is AI. It's just a very small form of it. It's you have your property descriptions generated for you. I use ChatGPT all day long, every day. Perplexity is one of my favorites. And they all have their own strengths and weaknesses. But as far as like in the world of SEO and creating more inbound traffic on your website, things have really gotten shaken up in the last couple of months. Because of the big transition from a standard search engine to a LLM, and the way that we can measure website performance just got flipped on its head as well. And so it's been a really crazy last couple of months. But I'm really excited about where it's going because I think the dust is starting to settle. So we can move forward with a solid plan. And by us, I mean everybody on this call, not just Clearly Digital.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, it sounds like what you're saying is people need to come to this conference so they can just even start to wrap their head around the direction that things are moving, right? Because it seems like, month to month, week to week, things are changing, and it's pretty easy to get left behind if you're not kind of keeping up with what's happening. So,
well, and even if you do try to keep up, I mean, my head's spinning so fast. I'm and I'm in it. I use it all day, every day. I'm doing all the things, and yet I still feel like there's so much I miss out on. And maybe it's just FOMO that I get it off LinkedIn because so many people are doing so many cool things right now.
Well, I think a big goal for this session will be for people to leave with a sense of what they should focus on, right? Because there's so many different things you could do, and if you try to focus on 20 different things, you're going to do all of them really poorly. So, at least in my experience, maybe there's some people out there who are. I know there are some people out we're excited to have you, Lacey. It's going to be great.
We're excited to be there. It's going to be a fun event.
It's awesome. I love it. All right. Well, this panel discussion brings us one step closer to the conclusion, which an important note, again, for the people that are wondering about times, when can I book my flight home? We're going to aim to wrap on Wednesday around 2 p.m. So if you're looking at flights, give yourself some room so that you can hang with us until about 2 o'clock, and then head back home or wait on that night or the next day. Maybe
Or don't.
Maybe you never go home. Yeah, that's right. All
We
right.
won't judge
Move
you.
to Nashville.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right. We've kept you here for an hour. We want to be respectful of your time. Here's the thing. Early bird pricing for this event ends on Friday. I know. Scary. Spooky even. $395 is what tickets are right now. They're going to go up to $545 starting on Saturday. So if you've been on the fence, you're thinking about coming to this event, you weren't really sure, hey, we just gave you everything you need to know. Now you know exactly what's going to be happening. You know exactly what you're going to learn. Now is the time to go ahead and get your ticket, because I'll go on a limb. I don't think it's not ever going to be cheaper than this again, right?
No, it is not. No, it is not.
Literally never. Kristen, Candace, let's hit the people with some closing thoughts, especially for those that are just, they're sitting on the fence. They're not really sure whether or not they want to come to Nashville.
Well, one, Nashville's awesome. If that's not a reason alone, that is going to be so cool. But also, really, the focus that we have with this event is we want it to be useful for every person in attendance. We want you to walk away with a clear plan. We want you to walk away with knowledge. And we also want you to feel really empowered going into next year. Part of the reason we have it in January is so we are now jumping off and hitting the rest of the year running. So if you are feeling like there's any opportunity for growth within your business and you are not sure how to grab it, this is the event you should be at.
Well said. Well said. Kristen?
Absolutely. I'm just really excited for the event. And I hope that our excitement came through as we were explaining, because this has been well thought through, not randomly just put together, but we wanted to make sure, like Candace said, to bring value to people and for you to be able to leave with that plan. When I was a BDM, I was handed a sales goal in January and they said, good luck. Like, good luck. We wish you the best. I was like, how am I going to do it? Don't know. You'll figure it out. You don't have to figure it out alone. We are all going to be there to support you. And like Jen said, this is going to be a misquote. So Jen, I'm sorry, but the energy in the room is going to be electric and people are going to be there to collaborate and to get better together. And that's the whole goal, because when one of us starts selling better, we are all doing better. And so we want to make sure that everyone in there is there in the spirit of collaboration, there to work together, there to learn from each other. And as Candace told me, if even just one person's life is changed from this event, then it's a success.
It's a great way to put it. I think we've used this, we've talked a little bit kind of around it, but like the idea of community when you're in sales, I think is really important. And if you're working within an organization that is, small, maybe you're the only salesperson, maybe it's you and one other person, that can be a lonely place, right? It can be challenging, especially when things aren't going the way you want them to go. And so we're really hoping that this is an event where at a minimum, you're going to get to meet other people that are doing the same thing you're doing. You can support each other. Hopefully those are relationships that are formed that go beyond the event. And the last thing I'll add, I wasn't even thinking about this when we were putting together the agenda, but they're sitting right next to me. If you come to this event, you will get one of these cool sales kickoff hats that you can proudly wear around to let people know how awesome you are. I've started doing that already. People don't know what it is here in Raleigh yet, but that's going to change. So, and hey, I'll make it. The offer still stands. I put this out there at one point. But if you buy your ticket before early bird pricing wraps up on Friday, I will go ahead and ship one of these cool hats right to your house, so that you don't have to wait until January to get it. If you don't buy early bird, you have to wait till January. If you buy
How
it,
sad.
you get this cool hat that's sitting right next to me. It will be hand packed by me, or maybe I'll put my 7-year-old to work. Maybe I'll make her do it.
You absolutely should.
Even better. Child labor,
for sure.
even better, Ben.
But I just based on the chat, one last note I would like to make is I will stock up on candy corns so that we can have candy corns at this event, because all three of us panelists here do enjoy a good candy corn. So these will be now at Elevate Sales. The official candy of Elevate Sales Kickoff is now candy corns. Hats and candy corns. There it is.
I don't think there's a better way to end this webinar, guys. All right. Well, thank you guys, everyone who hung out with us, everyone who was called onto stage with or without warning. We appreciate you all. And this is just a little glimpse of what to expect in January.
That's right. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.